So Reservoir Dogs is 30, and so am I. But we're gonna just talk about the first thing. Let's just talk about Reservoir Dogs. It's more comfortable for me.
Now, where were we?
I just want to look at one scene. Of all the moments in Reservoir Dogs that I could choose to comment on, is that what I'm doing? Is this commentary? Of all the moments in the film that I could do that to, I chose this one. The most violent, the most disturbing, because I'm into that sort of thing. I'm a sadist. I'm an evil person. I'm probably a closeted psychopath, hiding my disgusting, beastly, barbaric urges to not only the world but also myself. I get my kicks, so to speak, through film by watching fake people suffer and fake people hurt each other. So that's why I'm choosing this scene. Also, I gotta say that it's also a scene that kind of encapsulates everything about Tarantino's style, at least the style of his earlier films. So what do I mean by Tarantino's style? Well, to begin with, we have Mr. Blonde talking to the cop. And he's talking to the cop about something that is not at all pertinent to the scene or the plot or the story structure or what's really happening. Think of Jules and Vincent from Pulp Fiction talking about foot massages or the pilot episode to a television show.
You ever listen to K. Billy's Super Sounds of the 70s? It's my personal favorite.
He's talking about the radio station, how much he likes K. Billy's Super Sounds of the 70s while he pulls a knife out of his boot. Before he tortures the guy, he's talking about radio stations. It's a very Tarantino thing. Also, the radio station itself, and drawing so much attention to the radio station, that's also kind of a Tarantino-y-ish-esque thing, right? He has like a lore built into his movie worlds. There's the Apple cigarettes and other things that I'll research after I record this and put on the screen as if I knew it right now. But it's cool that throughout the entire movie there's this radio station that's always playing, and it's like it makes it feel like a real living, breathing world. You get it. And with it being a radio station that plays pop music or classic rock music, because it plays this sort of music. Hold on. That's staying in because that's the smartest thing I've said so far. Because it's playing this pop music, and he's dancing along to the pop music and blah blah blah. I think this became a Tarantino staple. Which I'm sure all of you all know. The characters dancing around, letting the music be part of. It's not just music being played in the edit of the movie. It's not just music that the audience is hearing. It's also music that the characters are hearing, which isn't something that Tarantino does all the time. I'm not saying that the music has to be, part of the environment that we're seeing, but it's his movies, like kind of like Scorsese movies, the pop music that is playing in the scenes is very, very important and very, very well incorporated into the movie.
Was that as good for you as it was for me? Hey, what's going on? You hear that?
And then, of course, there's the fact that this scene is pretty violent. It's pretty disturbing. It's almost gross in a way. It's so violent, and that too has become part of Tarantino's toolbox in all of his films. This scene, I feel, encapsulates much of the style that was to come from Tarantino's work. So, what were they again? I don't know. I've been making this up as I go. Can you tell? There's the talking about random stuff, like media, talking about stuff that isn't pertinent to the plot but gives the characters, character. There's that. There's the lore that makes it feel like it's a world with the radio station. There's the music that's playing that's incorporated into the scene, and there's the grotesque violence. There's like 4 bullet points that seem like it could be part of Tarantino's style that I just made up. But honestly, it's sounding pretty good as I go. Hold on, let me respond to this woman fucking women. I know there are no women watching this. There's not a single woman watching this. We can all collectively talk shit about an entire gender right now together. This is a video about like, hey, Reservoir Dogs is 30 years old, as if a single fucking woman out there would give a shit about this. Not that there's anything wrong with you giving a shit about this. Totally normal, totally fine. There's a good reason that you clicked on this video. You're not depressed, I swear. Fuck off, I'm recording a video. I'm saying that to her, not you. Okay, that about does it. I think I accomplished the mission that was set out for me to accomplish in making this video, right? I looked at a scene, I said some things about the scene that made me seem like I know what I'm talking about, and it's all good. But if you want to stay a little longer, I have a story, if you want to hear a story. The story involves Michael Madsen, which, if I'm being honest, that's really the reason why I chose this scene. I mean, I think I made up some good excuses as to why I chose this scene to talk about in this video, but really it's because I have a Michael Madsen story, because I met Michael Madsen in real life. Yeah. I know. Pretty big deal. And by met Michael Madsen, I mean, he came to the small little town, it's a city, I guess you could call it a city, that I live in, and he sold pictures, which were just like shittily pulled frames from the movies that he's been in, frames of him. He sold these pictures, and then he wrote little notes on them and signed them for like $20 a pop. The event that he was at was there was an Alamo theater. I don't know if you guys have those where you are, wherever you are. Maybe you're in a place that has one. They're pretty cool. They're like, they can show artsier movies. They serve you meals during the movie. It's a cool place. It was a great addition to the city. It closed down 3 years ago, but when it was first opening, all these years ago, one of the theaters was named after Michael Madsen. There's like the Michael Madsen Theater, and I feel like that's because Michael Madsen was the only celebrity who was like down on his luck enough to come out to little old Kalamazoo and have a theater named after him. But he showed up, and he signed some autographs, and he gave a talk after the movie. We watched Reservoir Dog in the Michael Madsen Theater, and then he talked about some stuff, and he told some pretty interesting stories, and I'm going to try and remember some of those stories and now tell them to you. Let me first just say that I'm pretty sure he was pretty drunk while he was telling these stories, so I'm not sure how true they are. And also, this happened like maybe like 10 years ago, I think. Maybe it was 10 years ago. Was it for the 20th anniversary of Reservoir Dogs? No, there's no way they lined that up. That would have made that makes it seem like they had a reason for bringing Michael Madsen, other than the fact that he was the only celebrity that would show up. I think it was 2014, not 2012. But anyway, he was drunk, and it was a long time ago, so I'm not sure if I'm remembering all this stuff correct. This may all be lies. I might just be putting words in Michael Madsen's mouth, but I'm going to do my best to tell you what he told me. So, Michael Madsen walks out on stage. Everybody applauds because we're pathetic, and a light is shined in his there's like a big beaming light right underneath the stage, shining right on him, and the first thing he says when he gets on stage is, "Hey, turn that fucking light off. Can we turn that fucking light off? That's too bright. Hey, turn the fucking light off. I don't even want, turn the fucking light off." And he starts yelling, and all of these people that are running the theater, and the theater just opened, nobody knows what they're doing. They're all scrambling trying to turn this light off. So anyway, he tells stories about behind the set sort of drama, not really drama, but just how the movie came together. And I learned a lot listening to him. I didn't realize just how low budget Reservoir Dogs was. For instance, a lot of the actors supplied their own costumes. Like if you look at Steve Buscemi's character, he's not even wearing like black dress pants. He's not wearing like pants that match with a suit. I'm sure there's a word for those sort of pants. And I'm fairly, confident that I know that word, but right now I don't, so I'm just going to say dress pants. But if you look at Steve Buscemi's character, he's wearing black jeans. And so a lot of people supplied their own costume. What's even more interesting than this is that Michael Madsen supplied his own car for the character. Another thing about that Madsen told us was his soda pop that he's drinking when he shows up to the scene, because it's a funny moment in the movie, because it's like he's had this cop in the trunk of his car the whole time, and while the cop was in the trunk, he stopped to get some fast food, and that's like a funny little touch in the movie, a very Tarantino little touch. I don't know what I mean by that, but other film review people will think I sound smart by saying it's a Tarantino touch. But anyway, he has this pop with him. That wasn't planned at all. Michael Madsen just showed up on set drinking the soda that he went to, and Tarantino just incorporated into the scene because it's funny to see this psychopathic character just like drinking a Sprite, standing in the corner. So there's that. I know that. What other things did he tell me about? Like a lot of the takes, at least takes that had, squibs, the little explosives that spray blood and stuff, or any sort of effects or guns. A lot of those, they were done in one take because they just simply didn't have enough film to film everything. I'm sure he said lots of other things about the movie, the production of the film that, that went with the same theme of it being very low budget and them kind of making up a lot of it as they go. But the main memory of that day of meeting Michael Madsen, the thing that sticks out to me the most is that is my friend got an autograph. He actually paid the $20 to get one of these pictures that Madsen signs, and Madsen asks him what his name is, and he says his name's Alex, and Madsen signs it as he says, "Thanks, Alec," with a C. Signs his name, and Alex was like, "No." He looks at it and he's like, "No, my name's Alex with an X. I said Alex." And Madsen just goes, "Huh, that sucks," and then just moves him along the line. So if he wanted to get one signed Alex, he'd have to buy another $20 thing. I mean, Madsen's got to pay rent. or another fifth of Jack, whatever it is. But it was so funny, and he still has that thing. He still has that thing that's signed as Alec, his name that Michael Madsen got wrong, and then pretty much told him to fuck off afterwards. Like it encapsulates who Michael Madsen actually is. So if you want to know who Michael Madsen is in real life, he's exactly like all of the characters that he plays. He actually is that in real life. And it was beautiful to witness. All of these just like fat, nerdy, like fanboys going up to him and we're with Mr. Blonde. Isn't this cool? And he's just disheveled and he just doesn't want to be there. It's Kalamazoo. No one wants to be here. I mean, it's where I live. Look at me. Listen to me. Was this good? Was this a good enough video? Squabblebox, will you put this on your channel? I know this was a little bit of a different video. But I hope you like it, and if you don't like it, well, I will consider it a personal attack against me, and I won't do anything about it. I'll totally understand. I get it.
You understand? You hear what I said, you son of a bitch?